Anime Vanguards Update 9.0, one of the most generous updates that I have ever seen within this game. You used to go hungry on the streets, looking for rerolls and grinding for them. But if you're still playing the game, then this is the time to come back. I know there's a ton of people who might still be lacking rerolls, and if you want to get like your goat, then you clicked on the right video. I have farmed way too many rerolls on 2 accounts, one of them being extremely new. So even if you're new to the game, you can still get this amount. Plus, that account is completely free to play as well. I have bought absolutely nothing on it besides VIP and Shiny Hunter. And so, I'll go through each and every method to becoming the Elon Musk of Anime Vanguards. Now let's get straight into it. And one last thing, because there's actually so many rerolls, I'll keep a counter down here so that you guys know how much total you can get. So make sure you watch to the end to see. Now, let's start with the bread and butter. We've got codes. Now, the codes, of course, as for an anniversary update, they are absolutely huge this time around. You should absolutely claim all of them, or all that you can. Unfortunately, some of these codes are level locked, so you can't be completely new to the game, but the level cap for them is level 30, so it's really not that bad. Now, not all of them give rerolls actually. There's, I think, 4, but it is still a crazy amount, so let's list all the ones that give you rerolls. We have First Anniversary with 100 rerolls, Above Heaven with 20 rerolls, 5 days left with 100 rerolls, and 1 day left with 200 rerolls, for a grand total of 420 rerolls from free codes as long as you're level 30, which is insane. Now, I'm not sure, some of these may have expired by the time this video came out, specifically the 5 days left, 1 days left. I would still check, even still, that's still a free 120 rerolls. It just sucks if you miss out on that. Now, let's look at the actual anniversary event. Within the new event shop, there are 400 total rerolls that you can claim, which I think is double any other event that has been released in that same area. It is an absolutely disgusting amount, and so I highly recommend that you start doing the event and its game mode as soon as possible so you can claim all 400 rerolls. That is more than a quarter of a free Monarch, so yeah, get on that, bro. Now let's talk about the events that are active during this update. Within 9.0, there are a couple of events, not many that, have repeatable shops, unfortunately, but there's still a good amount of rerolls to come through. In total, there are 201 rerolls from every event that you can claim and buy trait rerolls from. Now, of course, if you want other things, you don't just have to get the 200 rerolls. You can also buy corruption shards, and there might be some skins in there. I can't really remember. I just looked at the trait rerolls because, what else do I care about? But yeah, there's things like corrupt shards, elemental shards, phoenix shards, all of that stuff. Claim what you want, but just for the record, there are 201 free rerolls that you can claim. Now, if we go up to the top, we can see that the raid shops have reset. So within the Demon Slayer, JoJo's, and Eminence and Shadow raids, there are a total of 125 rerolls to claim. Now, personally, I think the Sid raid is a lot easier than the rest, just simply because it takes a lot less time, and also it gives you a lot more currency than the other ones, so it's really not that hard to get all 75. Me personally, I would also recommend to do the Demon Slayer raid last, because I'm pretty sure it gives the least amount of currency for each completion, so it'd still take a bit to complete. Now, the Dungeon Shop. This is also reset on update 9.0, and this one's a little iffy. The Frozen Volcano Dragon Ball raid is absolutely perfect for, grinding rerolls. It is extremely easy to beat, especially if you're a newcomer, as long as you have Frieza or someone, or any really Dragon Ball character from that update. The only problem is the other 100 rerolls come from the Sunjin Wu dungeon, and that is notoriously annoying to grind. If you do not have a macro, I don't know, I would highly recommend doing that dungeon last out of the entire update. That should be the last thing you do, because you're going to get bored so fast. Even if you have a good amount of monarchs, it's still annoying. It's still very annoying to do. So if you don't have a macro, as I said before, just leave it alone for now. Go on to other stuff, because there's a lot easier ways to get rerolls. And now we have the Battle Pass. There are 27 free rerolls from the free Battle Pass. I'm not going to count any of the premium rewards because, I want to make this video as beginner friendly as possible. But, you can count on your own how many you can get from the premium Battle Pass. It's still a very good amount. And 27 free rerolls is not bad. And so the grand total from everything that specifically came from this event you're able to get 1,373 rerolls for completely nothing. As long as you're level 30 and willing to play the game, this is as much as you can get from everything that's reset and everything that's been added into the game. That's almost enough to guarantee yourself a free monarch. However, I'm not even done. As I just said, that's only the things that you're able to get based off of the update specific stuff. There's still a ton of other things that you can do to claim yourself some rerolls if some of you have forgotten. So let's get into those. I won't dwell on them as much as I have with the previous stuff because I still want this video to be quick enough, I guess. So let's get to it. Challenges. Still the best and most consistent method to this day. You can get 20 rerolls a week, 3 a day, and 1 every hour. So if you're able to macro them for every hour, that would be absolutely perfect. But if you can't, it's still a free 3 rerolls every day, very easy to do, and 20 a week as long as you can beat the stage. Level rewards, always a freebie. You just play the game and you claim those rewards. They're very, very easy to claim early on. Gets a lot harder the higher level you go as the XP requirement increases, but you should always just remember, check back on it every once in a while. It's free rerolls. World lines, if you haven't done it yet, if you're lazy like me, because I have not done this shit yet, but there are a good amount of rerolls in here as well, so make sure you do that before this resets. Tournaments. Tournaments are always like a decent source of free rerolls. There's, even if you're not doing well, you just do it anyways just to claim something. You just gotta run in and it's free currency. Boss events. I think this resets every week, but you can get 40 rerolls every single time that rolls around, so make sure you keep an eye on that as well. Especially if you have a macro, it takes maybe 1 night to complete, maybe 2. Extremely easy. Then we have achievements, if you care to go through all that, because I know for a fact that I'm not doing that. But there are a good amount of rerolls in there, as well as some emotes, if you care. Daily rewards, I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory. Click on the daily rewards, bro. If you have not been claiming these, I don't know what you're doing. Bounties. I think bounties are also something that you should prioritize last, because it's one every 30 minutes or 1 hour. It's really, if you have a macro, that's what you'll be doing. I don't think anybody who doesn't have a macro is ever doing it. And then last but not least, we have the enemy index. This is also something you should be doing last. You should absolutely be doing everything else within this update first, because completing the enemy index is something that takes a while. Still a decent source of rerolls, I'm almost done with Namek on my alt. It's taken a bit, but you should be doing it if you have absolutely nothing else to do. And that is the complete ultimate guide on update 9.0 trait rerolls. Let me know if this video helps you. If you found it helpful, then you should subscribe. I will be doing more gameplay videos. Update 8.5 just got a little boring for me because what else was I gonna do? I completed the entire thing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later.